Hey, what's up, YouTube? So this is Charlie's Common Corner, and today I'm here in New York City in the Tribeca neighborhood. And just a quick update on my channel. I would like to maybe diversify it a little bit. I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about what am I gonna be doing on my YouTube channel. And one of the things that I have come up with is that every week, give or take, I'm going to changing up the topics. So some of the things that I'm interested in lately have been business. I am a business student here in the city of New York, and then I could bring a lot of business ideas to gaming. I would like to do videos that focus more on the strategies that these corporations take on how to, advertise a particular gaming console. And one of the first videos that I'm going to be talking about on my channel, or one of the first discussions I'm going to be having, is going to be focused towards the Nintendo Switch. So the Nintendo Switch launched on March 3rd, 2017, and it's a radical departure from the gaming convention of manufacturing consoles. Now is whether the Nintendo Switch is going to be a successful console. Now, I will like to bring in my point of view on the Nintendo Switch, and I guess as we move more towards mobile gaming, we will see that shift, that moved from physical consoles at home to a more portable environment. And that's just a change in the style, in the culture. And this could be attributed to a variety of factors. Since the iPhone launch and tablets, mobile gaming has become a lot more prevalent. And what Nintendo decided to do, they know that they cannot compete against Microsoft, and they cannot compete against Xbox on the gaming hardware, because it's very expensive business. There's a lot of things that go into manufacturing a gaming console. These includes a lot of research and development costs that go into the production. And I think Nintendo as a company is not known for its hardware in the way where pushing graphics is a priority to them. Nintendo, since the beginning of its gaming history, has always tried to focus on this idea of producing games for the art of games. So to them, development of a game, making a game fun, is a lot more interesting than focusing in on pure graphics and pure hardware. And where do I see gaming going in the next 5 years? Gaming in many ways is going to focus more, it's going to be gearing more towards mobile gaming. And as we make this shift, the younger generation will be the pioneers for that. It won't necessarily be the older gamers. So I grew up with the Nintendo 64 and Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, and now going into PlayStation 4. And one thing that I have realized is that this type of hardware, where we have to focus more on consoles, is beginning to die out, because mobile technology has gotten to a point where we're able to produce this really, really nice and sophisticated gaming and taking it personally with you. Portable gaming is the future, and I think Nintendo definitely nailed a good selling point for them. They're a little bit ahead of their competition. They're ahead of Microsoft, and they're ahead of Sony with that. And a lot of older generation gamers like myself, and many a little bit older than me. So I'm a 90s. I grew up in the early 2000s, late 90s. Junior high school. And my experience in high school was mostly in the teens of the 20s, and then a little bit of. I remember growing up with Pokemon and the Nintendo 64 when I was very, very, very little. I was never a classical gamer in the way that I played old school video games. What I'm talking about is like the Super Nintendo or the original Nintendo console, or even PlayStation 1. It was more geared toward the tail end of the N64. And when you grow up with that, you establish the norm. It's a pattern of behavior, what we expect from a gaming console. We expect games to always be on a conventional box that we install to a television, and because we're so used to that, we grow up in the culture where hardware has always been the center of gaming. This has led to the idea of gaming always being defined by a console. And now, in today's, this is 2017, that's not the reality. And I see younger kids now. Kids that are growing up, they're in elementary school, kids that are even younger than that, in kindergarten, and even some of the junior high school kids, what they're interested in. Are they really interested in games in the way where they would want to buy a box? And I'm noticing, especially with the younger kids or with the younger generation, they're no longer interested in the ideas of having a physical console. To them is, I want to take gaming portable. I want to play with my friends, and my iPhone is a lot more useful to me than a console that is stuck at home. So that's where I see gaming going. I see them becoming more geared towards mobile gaming, and I think that the Nintendo Switch is going to be that console that's going to make that gap, that's going to push full gaming from a conventional traditional gaming console that is a physical hardware box that you plug into a TV to a portable console. And then Sony and Microsoft will be following that. And it wouldn't surprise me if after Xbox Scorpio and even PlayStation might reconsider getting back into the gaming division. Now, a lot of people say, oh, Sony, they developed the PlayStation Portable. The Vita was not as big as successful as a success here in New York, here in the United States, in North America. It was maybe a little bit more successful in Japan, and maybe outside of the US, maybe in the European market. But the reality is this, that Sony does have experience with gaming hardware, and if anyone is able to come in and taking a look at Nintendo's success and is going to try to emulate that success, it's definitely going to be Sony. Now, that's where we're going. It's a very interesting environment. As I establish myself here in the YouTube community, and as I become more familiar with the length of videos, the type of how to introduce myself, and the things that I want to discuss, and I hope that I have at least made this, I would definitely adjust and try to make more professional, more top grade videos. Again, guys, don't forget to share, comment, and subscribe.